all of a sudden my boat's 20 miles away. Yeah, swimming back in is gonna be rough. They will actually sit. So the top of it is very flat, kind of like a pancake. They will sit on the bottom of the ocean, or on the floor, usually in very shallow waters, and their tentacles will face up. And instead of having those stinging tentacles that will eat something, like sting a fish and bring it in, they actually incorporate algae into their tentacles, and they will use that algae to photosynthesize, like a plant does, and they will get their energy from the sugars that are created from the algae. Very cool. So they're kind of like an animal that photosynthesizes, but they have to have that algae helper, right? Usually there's like really pretty brown and blues, again, falling apart. Right? But they do still have those stinging cells like a normal jellyfish would have. But because they don't have to sting their food, the sting is not very painful. And whenever they do use it, whenever they're harassed, so say they get picked up out of the water, they will shoot their stinging cells into the water column, just freely floating, and then it floats around, and then will not do a great job of stinging everything around it. If you go down to the Keys, again, I worked down in the Florida Keys for a while. We had these all over the place, and you just have like huge gardens. They're basically animal gardens, which is cool. And you would have huge gardens of upside down jellyfish. And you always, sometimes if you're walking through the water, you always wanted to be first, because you would go through, you would harass all the jellyfish first, they would push the water, and then everybody behind you would get stung, but you were fine. Feels like no-see-ums, those little biting flies, feels like those. It's not bad, but it's not great. Hopefully we'll be on the lookout.